It's been 500 years since the Great Silence fell over this province. Or maybe 6. Who's counting anymore? I'm walking the path of the legend today. The books say a hero walked here. The Dragonborn. The ultimate protagonist. They say he saved the world. He killed the World Eater. He stopped the vampires. He bent the wheel of the first Dragonborn. He checked every box, completed every quest, maxed out every skill tree. He saved the world, sure, but he couldn't save it from time. He couldn't shout away the entropy. It's funny, right? We spend our lives fighting for control. We optimize our schedules, we hustle for promotions, we stress about the 5-year plan, thinking that if we are strong enough, successful enough, we can secure a permanent spot in the universe. We act like we are the main character in a game that never ends. But look at this place. The main quest finished 1,000 years ago. The credits roll. And then the roof caved in anyway. I used to worry about rent. I used to have panic attacks about emails I hadn't replied to. Walking through Whiterun, I realized that Draugr had it figured it out. No mortgages, no social anxiety, just sleeping in a niche for an eternity. Do you think the Jarl sat up there in his wooden throne worrying about his legacy? Well, probably. He probably lost sleep over tax collections and civil wars. Now, the Jarl is dust. The taxes are unpaid, and the Dragonborn, he won every battle, but he still lost the war against the inevitable. And honestly, standing here in the quiet, it's not scary. It's kind of a relief. Nobody expects anything from you when the world is already broken. I made it to the east, Windhelm, the city of kings, or the city of snow and racism, depending on which storybook you pretend to read in school. This is where they plot the civil war. General Tullius, Jarl Ulfric. They took it so seriously. They shouted about rights, about empires, about religious freedom. They sent thousands of young men to die in the mud because they couldn't agree on who got to wear the fancy hat. It reminds me of us. Not the dying with access part, well, usually, but obsession with sides. We spend our lives fighting battles that feel monumental. Office politics, Twitter arguments, the passive-aggressive notes left in the communal kitchen about to stall the yogurt. We scream until our throats bleed, because we need to be right. We need our team to win. We think that if we win the argument, we win life. But look at this throne. Does the frost care if Skyrim belongs to the north? Does the moss growing on the stones care about the white gold concordat? They fought for sovereignty. Now, the only sovereign is the cold. It's funny. All that passion, all that anger, it was just noise. Just sound waves dissipating into the air. Sometimes I envy them though. At least they had a cause. They had a banner. In my time, before the end, we just had anxiety and credit scores. The Dragonborn probably chose a side. He probably felt like a hero resolving the conflict. But 500 years later, the Stormcloaks and the Imperials look exactly the same. They are just bones under the snow. Maybe there's a lesson there. Being right doesn't stop you from being dead. So maybe we should stop screaming and just enjoy the dinner before the plates get cold. I walked south to Riften. This used to be the capital of the Hostel. If Skyrim had LinkedIn, the Thieves Guild would be the top influencers. Rise and grind, they say. Still the switch rolls while the guards are sleeping. The Dragonborn was the ultimate capitalist. Think about it. He looted every urn. He stripped the clothes of dead bandits just to sell them for 5 gold pieces. He hoarded cheese wheels, gems, enchanted swords he never used, just to see the number in his inventory go up. I found a chest down here. It's full of septims. Gold. A fortune. In my time, before the silence, we spent 40 hours a week sitting in ergonomic chairs, staring at screens, trading our life force for digital numbers in a bank account. We were terrified of being broke. We were terrified of the landlord knocking on the door. But look at this. It's just shiny gravel. You can't eat gold. You can't burn it for warmth. Without a merchant to sell to. Without an economy to participate in. Wealth is just heavy metal that slows you down. The Dragonborn became the richest being in existence. And he died just as alone as the beggar in the street. That guy over there, that skeleton, let's call him the ultimate landlord. He's been sitting on his property for 500 years. No mortgage, no taxes. We spent so much time building our little empires, buying the car, upgrading the phone, renovating the kitchen. We treat objects like they are anchors that will keep us from drifting away. But the anchor doesn't stop the ship from sinking. It just drags you down faster. Leaving Riften, I didn't take a single coin. Not because I'm noble, but because what's the point? The richest man in the graveyard is still just bones. I think I'll just take this apple. At least it's real. 7,000 steps. My calves are killing me. I hope the Dragonborn had a good cardio, or at least a horse that defied the laws of physics. This is Hrothgar, the spiritual center of the world. The monks who live here spent their entire lives meditating on a single word. They believed if you shouted loud enough, the universe would bend to your will. We do the same, don't we? Maybe we don't shout it in dragon language, but we scream into the void. We look for signs that we are on the right path. The Dragonborn came here for answers. He got a quest mark. Go here, kill this. Well, life is so easy when you have a quest mark. But look around. There are no quest markers here. There is no quest complete banner floating in the sky. It's terrifying. We work so hard to find a purpose. What is my passion? What is my legacy? We think the universe owes us an explanation. And standing here, at the top of the world, I realize the universe doesn't care. The snow falls on the just and unjust alike. It falls on the hero and the villain. The silence isn't a punishment. It's just silence. Greybeards are gone. The dragons are gone. And the mountains, they didn't even notice. Maybe you shouldn't be looking for answers up here. Maybe we should just enjoy the view before we freeze to death. Well, so here is the truth. The punchline of the joke. Dragonborn won. He saved the world. He stopped the apocalypse for a Tuesday. But he couldn't stop it forever. We are obsessed with saving things. Saving money. Saving our reputation. Saving the planet. We think if we try hard enough, we can freeze time. We can keep everything perfect forever. But look at this river. It keeps flowing. The trees are dead. But the seas are underneath the ash, waiting. There is something deeply liberating about this. About seeing the game over screen and realizing the universe didn't actually crash. We carry so much weight, the weight of potential, the fear of failure, the terror of not being enough. But walking through this shattered world, I realize the Dragonborn is gone. The kings are gone. Dads are gone. I'm just sitting here, drinking 1,000-year-old mead by a fire. If the greatest hero in history couldn't control the future, why do I think I can? Why do I let the anxiety of what comes next ruin the peace of what is now? Control is an illusion. We don't own the world. We don't own the world. We are just renting a safe slot for a little while. And eventually, the file gets corrupted. The server shuts down. The sun explodes. And, well, that's okay, because right now, the fire is warm, the stars are out, and nobody is asking me for rent. We save the world. Well, maybe. But the world doesn't need saving. It just changes. I think I'll stay here for a while. There's no fast travel from here anyway, so